Santiago, good. There isn't any time to explain. CSAT are responsible.
Good news is, we've got a sample for a counter agent. But it's just that, a sample. It's not enough to help the people here. You disagree? Try to focus on the bigger picture. There is no point giving up what we have to save so few. The long game's the only thing that matters. We have to have a solution for the future. Come on. I got you a way out. We've got to go. Now!
Santiago, we're going under. Grab a rebreather. Into the min sub. Move.
Next there's gonna be a lot of unskippable stuff, and the timer should have stopped. So I will let it load, then show you the difficulty again, and then I will stop the recording. Like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Oh, the controls. Difficulty, regular, there. By the way, regular difficulty is so I can put the waypoint.